the organizers. Yes, welcome you all to the 7 days national level FDP on innovations in teaching and learning. Today is 21st March and the topic for today is best presentation techniques for teachers in higher education institutions. The side is Dr. V. Vasudha from St. Anne's College for Women. I welcome you all once again and a very good afternoon to all of you. Let's begin the session with a special quote. A successful talk is a little miracle. People see the world differently afterwards. By this, one should understand how important
Excuse me, ma'am.
and impactful is the role of the speakers.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, can you put it in? Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
How impactful is the role of speaker? Of course, all of us are, all the participants, including me, are teachers, and we choose this passion with great passion, and we serve the society with our passion. We enjoy doing our work. At the same time, we have challenges in order to render it. Engaging students in higher education in the age of AI, artificial intelligence, requires faculty, teachers to leverage technology, foster on critical thinking, creating personalized learning experiences. Today's session will deal with how effectively we can strategize the presentations and engage the students. There are various ways to do so. The conventional way of teaching is no more. Of course not. That is one of the best way I can say to present, engage the students, but needs to be, retuned according to the need of the hour. And in this age of AI, students indulge. In fact, we can say students are more into using of technology. The speaker, the faculty, classrooms, either online or offline, ends up teaching the content, ensuring the syllabus is completed, and finally doing the assessment with some conventional ways. But the things have revamped. Things have changed a bit, and the credit goes to AI and Gen Z, who are more into use of technology, and so comes in the need of the faculty shifting or transforming, not complete shift, but partially transforming themselves to the best ways to present it online and offline. Of course, as we know, the very first essential requirement in order to give our best is to know the audience. To know the audience. Let me ask a question here. How many of you all have struggled with students' engagement during your lectures? Don't you think we face this on day-to-day basis? If you can unmute and interact would be good. Otherwise, you can use chat box for any inquiry or responding to my question. Right? How many of you have struggled with students' engagement during the lecture? Today's session deals with how significant and effective presentations make students involve, indulge, and engage in learning. The best practices, tools, and techniques to make the presentations more impactful is what we're going to focus on. And in this line, understanding the audience becomes of prime importance. You're teaching in a classroom with how many number of students? Are you making a presentation on a platform, say conference or seminars, online, offline? All these one has to first primarily understand. Based on these inputs, you can set certain, you can decide upon the content and the kind of involvement complexity that you can probably face. At the same time, ensuring the participation of the audience. And to do so, how? What are the various ways which you can employ in order to engage your participants? One way teaching will never fetch you anything. It is not the effective way of teaching. We urge in the classrooms with the students to, speak out, ask for doubts, any clarity, any doubts, students. We keep on pondering these questions on these students, but hardly we get any replies. The day when you get responses from the students crowd on the queries, the clarity, etc., that day you take it, the day of your success. A day when you could give 100% and do the best. That's a day you can mark as the best presentation day. I know there are challenges. Students are not alike. We face diverse students' backgrounds and different in their learning capabilities. Yes, the role of the teacher here is to understand and cater to the needs of the students. And to do so, thanks to the technology, we have so many tools and techniques which can be customized and accordingly be adopted in the presentations to make the presentations more effective, lively, and involving. So yes, moving ahead, structuring an effective presentation. Here one has to understand the significance of a well-structured presentation. And to do so, Start with a who. That is, start with a storytelling which is connected to your content. Start with giving some facts to the students, or start a session by asking questions, whereby you can see you attract the students' attention, you attract the audience attention, and give them an overview of the objectives of the class or session. In order to do so, you need to stress on structuring your presentation, right? So ensure that the content presented is clear and flawless. Give real-time live applications, examples, and do not forget to conclude, summarize, and have a question answer sessions. This will align your work and at the same time will capture the attention of the students by making them involved in the work. The moment you discuss about real-time examples, facts, stories for that matter, I am 100% sure the whole class, irrespective of what their background is, what their learning style is, will connect. Lately, but yes, they would. So that is the best way to start, is with a very short and sweet story, which connects to the content. You can even play a video, pause videos at a regular interval, and keep checking your audience whether they are following it. What is their perspective on that particular duration? All these key checks, when done by the teacher, would make our presentation the best. And when you include all this into your presentations, I am sure the presentation would become the hit. So do not forget to who? Ask the questions. Start the session by asking questions, and in between at regular intervals, keep asking questions. Show them the agenda. What are we going to do in today's session? A quick recap of previous sessions connecting to the current session. What are you going to fetch in today's session? The objectives. Make the body of your presentation be quite, reasoning. Reinforce learning and encourage questions. Now, how do you do the effective slide designing? There are standard rules which are followed, like minimal testing, 6x6, 7x7 rule. Avoid dumping the content in the slides. As much possible, strictly adhere to minimal text. Can be projected in the form of bullets and a very brief understanding of it, in not more than 6 words or say 6 lines per slide. If you adopt this, we call it as 6x6 rule, where the focus is on 6 words and 6 lines. High quality visuals and readable fonts can be adopted. Graphs, infographics, images. These will aid your understanding, and these will grab the attention of the users as audiences as well. But don't forget to keep your fonts readable. It so happens the moment you set up things for designing, you forget the very essential, thing, the BG background, the consistency in color schemes, the font sizes, etc. So keep in mind to cross-check and ensure that everything is clear. And cleared and more of professional look. For this to do, avoid excessive animations and transitions. See, animations and transitions should support your presentation to make it more better. But the moment you see it is distracting, and it distracts when you have a time lag. If you think there is, time gap, then immediately check and redo it. Limit the time of transitions so that the audience doesn't get exhausted and they retain the attention. All right. Next is engaging delivery techniques. Now, how do you engage the students? Storytelling and real world examples are the best to go with. You need to work on storytelling. There are, abundantly available online videos, short videos, and the lengthy videos. Again, look at the timings of the storytelling. If it is in the form of video, then minimal the time duration. Keep in mind, you have to keep your audience attracting. You should not lose their attention. In order to do so, don't give them any chance to divert themselves. And to do so, keep things at minimal. And at regular intervals, wherever feasible, have an eye contact, make movements, change your vocal variations. These all will help you all to connect with students. The pace to keep students engaged, your tone will make a lot of difference. Avoid monotony. Use rhetorical questions which engage the students and encourage them to continuously involve in thinking and discussions. This can be only done when you are into rhetorical questions. You keep asking them questions. This will keep them discussions, keep thinking, otherwise they will go sleep. Or they will immediately get diverted, right? Yes. Now the time comes of how you utilize technology in multimedia. In the name of technology, there are so many abundantly available on digital platforms. The manual, ways to do the presentation and the auto-generated presentation. So here comes, how do you use it and in what best way to use it? We all understand that today's students are digital natives and they use technology to enhance and enhance and engage them in the sessions. Interactive tools like Mentimeters, Kahoot, Poll Everywhere are the real-time feedback takers. To make it more interactive, you can use these tools to know the feedback from the students, to capture the feedback. This will give you an idea of preparing for the upcoming class. Embed short videos, animations, simulations to make abstract concepts more concrete. There are digital whiteboards available for live explanations, digital pens available, markings, which you can use it to make it more lively and involving. Then comes the role of active learning strategies. Students learn better than interaction. I hope you all agree with this. Students can learn better through interactions. If it is monotony, they keep listening and the time comes when they are exhausted and lost. And that becomes more challenging for a teacher to get them back to the presentation. So we should ensure that we don't fall into such situations. So in order to, make our smooth journey, the flow of our presentation to be smooth, then apply all this learning strategies. And the best one here is think, pair, and share. Give students time to think individually, discuss with their groups, and then share the same with the class. Case studies and problem-solving activities makes an impactful learning. They encourage application of knowledge. Case studies make the students step into the shoe of the case and then think from the perspective of various dimensions and conclude their work. This makes the students involve, engage, and learn. Isn't it the best way? But not always, right? We have time constraint to do the best presentation in the classrooms at the same time. Ensuring students' engagement with the presentation. Despite all these challenges, I believe strongly that if you are dedicating the time in preparing your content PPT for the upcoming class, then I am sure 100% you will definitely excel. Flipped classroom approach is another, which provides pre-class reading, videos, and use class time for discussion. So as I said, challenges that the faculty faces, teachers faces. We have 50 minutes or 50 to 60 minutes duration to do our job. The required amount of content which we prepare ourselves to present, keeping in mind the time in case if we don't get enough time to do all this, then we can use flipped classroom approach where you can provide students a pre-class readings, videos beforehand so that they go through all this material and come back to class. Come to class where live discussions, live, uh, you know, uh, case studies can be discussed, and effectively and efficiently the time can be utilized. All right, so give a try to flip the classroom approach. If you think you don't have time to do all this in just 50 to 60 minutes. Okay. Next, how do you handle questions and discussions? The most important part of your presentation. Yes. When you deal or when you encounter a challenging question, how do you deal with it? Be humble and polite. Do not show off your body language. Keep yourself in the same pace. Firstly, to start with, acknowledge the question raised. Appreciate the question raising habit by the student. Clarify to the extent necessary and respond or redirect to the class for discussion. With this, you will end up encouraging the participation. You can manage topics, challenging questions smartly, and end by summarizing the whole discussion in the classroom by using various tools. How do you overcome certain common challenges faced by the presenters? Nervousness, time management, and technical issues. To start with, first, nervousness. Yes, how do you manage it? How can you overcome it? Before we start a session, highly recommended deep breathing. Practice deep breathing. Thoroughly know your material and the multiple materials that would be helping presentation. Know it thoroughly. Time management is another challenge. So for this, plan each slide's duration. Use a timer if necessary. If you are a fresher, I think you can. But over a period of time, the time goes on and you are practicing every time, you are polishing yourself, and then a time comes, you don't require a timer. But still, you should plan each slide's duration, estimation, and go accordingly to have a perfect structured presentation. Then comes technical glitches. And this, we cannot fix this immediately. Technical glitches cannot be accommodated immediately. We need a technicians, maybe they won't be available at that time. We need people to help us. They may not understand what we are in need of. So, smart way to handle these situations is to have a backup of Word document, PDF, PPT, have extra cables, have all the channels through which you are desiring to teach. are open and they are accessible, cross-check before, and by any chance, if during the session, if this glitch is encountered, don't get worried. It happens. How you deal with smartly is all about. So for this to deal is you have backup of each and everything in different ways, forms. The same PPT can be converted in PDF, you can have an Word document. If PDF is not opening, you can shift to PPT. If PPT is not supporting, then shift to Word document. At least one of these will help you. And also have it in your email ID, desktop, pen drive. So if anything goes wrong, for example, internet connectivity, you have a backup. So if no internet connectivity also, you can do it with your mobile phones with the backups available. Sometimes charging problems, sometimes cable problems, some technical glitches. So put together all these are referred as technical issues. So to ensure everything goes on smoothly, your presentation, keep everything in as backups. Have an extra mic. Check the mic if you're confident, and then move on. All right. So far, we've tried to understand how the presentations would, be and should be focused on. That is clear structure, engaging delivery, effective visuals, technology use, active learning strategies. All this on one side. And the most important part is to you all teachers. Continuous improvement in presentation skills will fetch you good results. And this in turn will lead to better student engagement and will in turn end up giving you learning outcomes which you are striving to attain. I am sure everybody does it, right? Besides the structured, concise presentation, there are a few more, strategies which can be adopted in order to make the presentation effective, and those are personalized learning paths, artificial intelligence can help us in customizing the educational content which best suits the students' need, learning styles, and their pace. So tools like adaptive learning platforms will analyze the student progress, and thereby the teachers can adjust the curriculum which can best suits the strengths and weaknesses. There are AI-powered tools which are interactive. Tools like chatbots, virtual assistants, gamified learning platforms are available to make the learning more interactive and accessible. For example, your AI chatbots can provide instant feedback and answer questions, enhancing student engagement. Right? Yes. So it is not as easy as it is being presented in the session. I repeat and remind all of you again of indulging in the best practices of making interactive presentations takes time, takes your quality time. But I guarantee you that when you do the presentation, you give your best and then see the kind of learning outcomes you end up attaining. In the same process, we have gamification and simulation concepts. These helps to immerse the learning environment. Tools like these will help the students to experiment in real world scenarios. See, sending the students in on a field job is a bit challenging than creating an artificial environment and then asking them to involve and solve the real world, giving them a real world scenarios, make the presentation risk free. Isn't it? Yes. It enhances the engagement. How? Because the students are involved. And at the end of the session, you can easily understand and estimate the level of their understandings. So what best you will have other than gamifications and simulations? Then collaborative learning with AIs. AI tools definitely facilitate collaborative tools by connecting students with peers worldwide. These enables group projects, discussions, encourage students in collaborative discussions, knowledge sharing across various cultures and disciplines. So digital learning is not classroom conventional teaching. By using these techniques, tools, we can expose them to the global world. Now, AI for accessibility. AI-powered tools like automatic captioning, translation, and text to speech make education more accessible to students with diversified needs. This promotes the inclusivity and engagement. And next is data-driven feedbacks. Data-driven feedback, so by AI, powered by AI. These will enable educators to offer targeted feedback and support them. How? They support them in making our future presentations more better. Not just that, but it enables the students to understand their progress and the areas for improvements also. Isn't it? Incorporating AI in ethics and applications in curricula. With regards to this, I think growing relevance of AI, including AI-related topics like ethics, applications, career opportunities in the curriculum. Keep the students tuned in real-world challenges. So here, the educators can combine AI innovations with effective pedagogical practices, which can create an engaging, inclusive, and I think future-ready learning environment. A teacher must seriously work on three things. Number one, building strong relationship with students, irrespective of whether you're doing it online or offline. Building a strong relationship with students or your audience. Great command on your subject to set the platform for learners to learn through the presentations, clarify their doubts and clearing their queries. And the third one is good communication and presentation skills. There are n number of advantages of using a PowerPoint presentation in a classroom, in a seminar, or say in conference. This, memorization, it solves the problem of memorization and give the educators a quick, hint on what is next. This looks more professional than following a paper, that is sheet-based outline. Have your PPT with bullets, and in between, if you feel you are missing or you missed anything or say you are not able to recall things, then immediately it becomes a failure for you. Yes, in the right sense, if I have to put it, it helps you with eye contact, the typical alternatives that can be used here. Besides the recall memorization, it enables the educator also to structure their additional documentations. Usually, mostly, required for history and sciences. Presentation connects visually, and so the concepts are clear as compared to conventional teaching. The communications can be in multiple modalities. Presentation will hold the student's attention more easily. And it is one of the best way to hold the student's attention. This usage of presentation will provide students with an outline of what is covered, with minimal usage of visual appeal. Now, to do so, there are many tools which are available in order to create the presentations. And to name few, I think Prezi, Canva, Microsoft PowerPoint, Google Slides, HiQdeck, Keynote, Powtoon. All these are various presentation tools online available, can be utilized to make the best presentation. We look at the market, there are many tools which even are costly to spend on. The best tools for your needs will depend on your specific goals. Your specific goals of what you want to teach, what you want to share in today's session, your goals, your audience, and the design that you are comfortable and preferring for. Softwares besides which are helping teachers across to cater to the individual needs, preferences, and to attain the learning outcomes. However, there are some commonly used, highly regarded software tools for teachers, like, for example, LMS, Learning Management System, Moodle, Canva, and Blackboard of G-Class. With respect to communications and collaborations, you can rely on Microsoft Teams, Slack, Remind, Class Dojos, softwares. And in order to content creation and presentations, we have Microsoft PowerPoint, Google Slides, Prezi, Canva. To name few, these are the softwares which teachers can use it. Moving on to note-taking and organization, then Evernote, OneNote, Google Keep is the best. Assessment and grading at the end of the session. To name a few, we have Turnitin, Kahoot, Quizzes Grade, Can. And subject-specific tools, if you're looking for, then for mathematics, it is Desmos. For coding, it is Scratch. For maths and science together, it's GeoGebra. So likewise, there are many available. Explore and find the best suitable for you. For collaborative writing and editing, Google Docs, Microsoft Word Online will enable you to write or use the word together. Classroom management can be done by using Classcraft, Class Dojo, and Socrates. These are the names of the softwares that I am calling. I hope you are all following. There is a virtual reality, VR and augmented reality AR tool, like Google Expeditions, Nearpod Merge EDU. So given all these tools, it is important for teacher to choose tools that align with the teaching style and the needs for the students. Because at the end of the day, you have to cater to the needs of the students. So keep that in mind as the primary goal. And the technology available to them. Additionally, staying updated with new tools and technologies would benefit you, not just in making your presentation best, but also enhancing the overall teaching and learning experience. There are a few guidelines which can be followed. They're not exhaustive, but yet. Good presentation within limits. Most people who create good presentations should be aware of. Do vary the slides, bullet slides, graphic slides, table slides, and graph slides. Too much stimuli, visual interest, and keeps the audience focused on sliders. And you will not even know when the interest is slide down. So don't pose or use over photos. A lot of people think that, they screen more than the content. But let me correct you here. They usually look cheesy and they rarely aid communication. For example, like if you are showing an image where two working people are engaged with each other, it looks quite clumsy showing two people working with each other. So behold the essential requirements. Ensure the color, contrast, look is sophisticated. Colors get, washed out. So give it more professional look than, showing it colorful, bright, etc. Avoid using much animation. If you have long sentences, then highlight those sentences by breaking them apart and putting it in highlighted boxes so that next time when you come across, immediately you will understand what is wrong that point. If you have charts, then try to minimize the information on the slide. For example, if you have the total figures at the end of a bar chart, then do not need to show the numbers on the scale as well. Of course, the size is important, but regardless of the size, it is more important that you have clear white space between paragraphs, rows, columns, and tables. If it is a choice between 30 PowerPoint and squashed, or say 28 PTs with well-spaced, choose the later, that is squashed for 28 PTs. Keep the consistency. Don't distract the viewers with dancing boxes. When the layout differs on every page, the size and format of a box, one page should be continued to every page of the document. For this very reason, we try to keep your font sizes consistent and shadows. Looks great on your computer screen, works badly when projected, especially in large room. So coming back to best benefits of online assessments, this is a part of best presentation where you can use various channels to keep your audience attractive, involving, and engaging. This, when you are using, it will reduce your administrative job. It requires less space on your table. It is of higher security, flexibility for students, and better scalability. Now look at overall in India, the universities which have adopted digital assessment tools: Karnataka Unified University and College Management System, UUCMS, Universal AI University, Maharashtra, National Program on Technology Enhanced Learning, NPTEL, Swayam Platform, Individual University Initiatives. Now, these are the various digital assessment tools in higher educations. We've discussed all this, the gamification, simulations, digital proctoring, exam monitoring tools, AI-based automated grading and feedback tools, LMS, to name few. And here comes a list of the various softwares which are available for game-based, quizzes, Kahoot, Socrates, Flipgrid, Padlet, Formative, Quizzes, Quizlet, Edpuzzle, Peer Deck, and the last one, Google Form, the most popular one. All right. So, in conclusion and key takeaways, we've discussed major points of how to make a PPT best. Continuously, if you keep on using this, I know to start with, it is quite challenging, but the moment you start for the very first time, it takes a lot of time and patience to design your presentation. But over a period of time, you find, on the contrary, as compared to the conventional way of teaching, PPT teaching is the best one and engaging too. So with this, I end up the session. Open for questions.